Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to AoE3 Casts. Yeah, on the left side of the map, we do have in the color red SD playing as China, and his opponent on the right side of the map playing in the color blue as Russia, anonymous _01.
Did they switch colors? I think they switched colors.
Yeah, I think that the previous game was hosted by Anonymous and now it's hosted by SD.
All right, so
or the other way
it
around.
looks like a 200 wood start for Russia. Which, what do you do with 200 wood when you're Russia? Do you go for a market or do you not?
I think it depends on the map. Like on this map, I would probably go for the market just because almost every single time there is good wood treasures.
Yep.
And yeah, we already see that he's going straight for this 90 wood, so I wouldn't be surprised if he starts market here.
Which, it looks like the Chinese player has not seen the 50 wood in his base, or just has decided not to grab it.
I'm sure he's seen it. He just realizes that it's very safe and just wants to first scout a bit for maybe some better treasure. Well, not better, but, you know, other good treasures. And Russia, Russia actually lost quite a bit of health on the Explorer here to these Tigers. So...
Yeah, Tigers are one of those Guardians that,
Yes.
I mean, you need to be able to kite effectively when you're getting a Tiger treasure just because they do so much damage and they do it so quickly.
Yeah, also just are extremely tanky. 210 HP, that's just nothing to laugh at.
See, I wonder if the Russia player is going to try to take as many yaks as possible, because while he doesn't get much of a benefit from it, he definitely doesn't want the China player to claim them all.
Oh, for sure. China is... Yeah, actually China is also just really good on this map. I was just talking about linear civs, but China just particularly is really good on this just because of the yaks. I didn't think about that. They of course have these villages, which are their versions of houses, but they also count as a livestock pen. Although a shitty livestock pen, but you know,
yes.
you shouldn't complain about a free livestock pen in your house.
I mean, there's only 5 yaks on the map, so it's not like, you know, it's a crazy bonus, but still having that extra food, especially, you know, when you get the second age, trying to get up to the third age, it could be huge for China.
Oh, for sure. I think actually that specifically is another reason why he didn't immediately pick up the 50 wood treasure, is so that he has a bit more time to search for those yaks. Now that I think about it, like it's very sensible.
Looks like both players have claimed 2 yaks so far.
There is going to be a couple more for China here, though. He's going to end up with 4.
So, definitely good. But we do have to remember Russia did get the 90 wood treasure, which is an excellent treasure. Despite losing a lot of health on his scout. I wonder how many villagers Russia is going to age with. With China, you can be pretty sure that they're going to age with, you know, the same number every time. But with Russia, you can go 14, you can go 17.
You can go 21.
I've seen some people do it. Back in vanilla, I actually used to age with 11 villagers, and I would do like a rush at 4 minutes. It only worked like 25% of the time, but when it did, it felt really good.
In vanilla, I would age with like 30 plus villagers as Russia, because I back then, like, I was really bad at the game. I didn't realize that there was different gathering speeds. So like, I thought berries gathered as fast as hunts, and berries didn't move, so I just went to berries.
Yep.
And then when the berries ran out, I just made a mill because I couldn't be bothered going to hunts. And that tends to be not good for your age up time. Also, Russia did in fact not get a mill, so he is, or a mill, what am I talking about? A market. So he is probably going to play quite aggressive.
Yes. He is aging, while China has, I don't think he's laid down his wonder yet. No, he hasn't. So if Russia gets out a blockhouse, he already has plenty of wood to put down a blockhouse. And yep, here come, 3 villagers. That's quite a few, but I'm not sure. And here comes the wonder for the Chinese player.
I'm pretty sure it's a Summer Palace.
Yep, and he's putting a lot of villagers on it. I think he's trying to make up for lost time, but this blockhouse here is in an interesting position. It's got its own little island here.
I feel like that
know.
could be easily positioned a bit more forward.
Yeah, I mean, maybe even put it by this gold mine here.
He might be
But-
intending to just try to build a second blockhouse, I guess, and then make that one over here.
That could happen.
I've seen it happen
I
on this
wonder-
map before, actually, where Russia just gets like a blockhouse here, here, and here.
Oh,
And then they just completely shut you out of the map.
yep. And
We're probably
I
going to
think
see
China
5
will be
Cossacks
all
here as the
right
first
for the
shipment.
time being. He does have a lot of hunt in the back of his base. It's pretty secure, and he's also gathering this hunt as well. So China playing pretty defensive, which is something you need to do against Russia.
Yeah, for sure. And on this map, you even have some berries in your base, which is just 2,000 safe food you can always get, no matter what.
Yep.
Unless there's like 60 musketeers under your TC, but at that point you might as well resign.
Here come the 5 Musk, and I wonder, is he shipping anything?
Yeah, there is a shipment on the way, and I'm almost certain it's 5 Cossacks. I can't imagine it being anything else with this build.
Yep. Yep.
And he did get a market over here now.
So, oh yes, he did. Okay, so
Getting hunting
probably
dogs
will get
right
hunting
now.
dogs and. Oh,
And there's the 5 Cossacks.
yep. But
Oh,
it
this
looks like
monk
China's
needs to
going to
not
lose his
fight by
explorer.
himself here.
Yeah. China. He needs to get inside. He's going to lose. He's going to lose at least his explorer, maybe a couple vills.
That monk should have fallen back a bit to give him some support of the DC fire. The thing this monk does is tank damage. Oh, and we actually see a
Oh.
barracks in H2 from China. This is very interesting. We don't usually
Guys,
see that.
I wonder if that was just a gut check reaction from the Chinese player. He saw the Musks and he just immediately laid down the War Academy.
And he is
But he's
building
gonna
all
lose a
tons
Vil
at the
here.
moment.
Ooh, lost a Vil. Really needs to be.
Ooh,
Oh,
there's
here come the
Chokonus coming out, but they are
Chukonu.
exposed to the Cossacks. There is no anti-cav just yet until this old Han batch comes out.
Oh, and there's
There needs to be
no-
sentries now. Where is the sentries?
Nope, the sentries are not coming.
I think
And
that
China-
Anonymous was scared of the sentries, though, because he didn't want to go in.
Yeah, China sending. Russia sending more Musks. Still has 4 Cossacks left, although a couple of them are on low HP.
But this is already like a
ooh,
small victory
and-
for Russia. I mean, he forced the barracks and an old Han army being made.
4 Cossacks coming out as well, so he's going all in with his shipments.
He really shouldn't. Like, he knows there is a barracks and that there was a batch made, a bandit army. So he knows
Yeah.
that there is no fortress coming anytime soon from China. He
Yeah,
can
I
just
wonder if-
happily contain here.
I wonder if Russia shouldn't have just held back and worked on his economy,
Oh, for sure.
which he's 3 Vils down to the China player, but then again, the China player has been cooped up in his base a little bit.
Yeah, and look at
Chukonu coming
China's
forward, and the
resources.
Cossacks are not there to reinforce. He's going to lose some Musk here. He's got to get out of the way.
Oh.
Looks like might have been some lag there, a lot causing the Musk to run into the base. But and here come the 13 Strelay, insanely aggressive from Anonymous, or is that just 10 Strelay that he trained? I think it might just be 10.
And China is making another batch of old Han.
Oh boy! So it looks sending in the 700 coin though, but
Yeah, he is going for an age up now, but behind 2 batches of old Han. This is incredibly delayed.
yeah, I mean, if the Russia player sees him going up to the 3rd age, which it's easier to see than with our European civ because you see the Wonder coming down, I think the Russian player will just decide that it's go time and he's going to charge into the base. But the Russian
Not even sure if
player,
he needs to.
I mean, the Russian player keeping up pretty well with the Chinese player. He's only down 1 Vil. He's got, yeah, he's got a lot of villagers on food. 18 villagers on food, only 2 on coin. So it looks like he's going to be looking to play this out in Colonial, which is what you always want to do as Russia. Because Russia's fortress, compared to other civs, it's just not that strong.
Yeah, for sure. And the Summer Paladins did get its first batch of old Han army out as well now.
Oh, but these Chukonu
Some
trained a lot
disciples
of
coming out
disciples
though.
here. But these pikemen and these Chukonu just out of position. And a lot of Strelay here to deal with the pikes.
Yeah, and he made just so much military. He's even calling his Minutemen now. He is really delaying his age up.
Yeah.
And that is not what you want to do against Russia.
mean,
It's just
the Russian
so
player
risky.
losing the Cossacks, but he's definitely doing what he wants. He's keeping the China player in Age 2. And I mean, the Russian units can be replaced so easily that I don't even think the Russian player will be too angry about losing this much army.
The Cossacks are going to lose though, because you need to make a stable to actually replenish them.
Yep.
And I know, like,
more
China
Cossacks
held it a
coming
lot
in?
better than I thought they would, just because the pikemen were in a reasonable position to deal with the Cossacks. But he
Yeah,
just
but
made
so-
so much units as China in H2, and that's just really inefficient. And he is running out of safe hunts.
Yep. Once again, SD running out of hunts.
Oh, I really like
And
this. Wait,
what's going on?
the stable.
Oh,
It's just
kind of
so
in a cheeky
important to add
position.
in Cav as Russia.
Yep. Because Strele and Musket can only get you so far, especially when the muskets are weaker than normal ones are. But not a lot of anti-cav here. If you look at the Chinese army, practically none. It's just Chuko Nu. And there's going to be a very important timing here for the Russian player. If he can run in while China is aging up, he can take the game. But if he allows China to get to age 3 and get that big ball of shipments out, it's going to be scary for the Russian player.
Yeah, for sure. It's how China usually plays in this matchup. They just ignore the aggression. They go straight to fortress as fast as they possibly can, because once the Wonder Foundation, once the Wonder Foundation is placed down, it's virtually impossible to cancel. Like, it has a ton of HP, and even with the extra damage from it being constructed, I'm not even sure if Wonders have that.
It's it's a bit of a waste of time to even try to.
Yeah.
Well, the nine pikemen coming out, so he does have some anti-cav, but these pikemen are, I mean, they're not very durable. But 5 Cossack coming out, plus the one that was still alive, so this might be go time for Russia. This is the time where he needs to push while the China player is trying to get up.
Oh, he's aging with the tower, actually.
The
I feel like in
tower-
this matchup, you would probably want to age with the academy.
Yeah, the Russian player not doing anything just yet, just deciding to sit back.
I can kind of see why he's going with the tower, because he knows he's quite far behind economically, most likely. But, like,
And I
Russia really struggles dealing with the crow once you are in fortress.
Yeah, I do want to point out that Anonymous did ship Boyars, so the Strele and the Cossacks are stronger.
Yeah, Boyars is just one of Russia's best cards, if not their best card.
And here comes out 4 Cossacks.
So efficient.
I'm wondering when the Russian player is going to decide to push, and I think it might be now. Which, I don't know, I almost want to say that he could have pushed earlier.
Yeah, he could have. But he
But,
doesn't
I mean,
know that, of
China's-
course.
Yeah, China's going to be very close to Fortress here. But, you know, and it doesn't look like Russia has any intention of going to Fortress anytime soon.
Yeah, and look at these. The water buffaloes still haven't been used, actually, so there is a lot more food left for China than I initially thought.
Yep. And he's in the Fortress Age. And, yep, I think Russia... Well, Russia's still hanging back. He really needs to push in here before China gets these shipments out.
Yeah, he needs to at least kill this H2 army before the H3 army comes in, because if this H2 army gets supported by an H3 army, it's just going to be insane.
And if he
Maybe
pushes
his
in
plan
right
is
now...
to, like, make sure that he can't ship units because he's housed, but that seems like a suboptimal plan.
Yeah. I mean, this Russian army can definitely deal with this Chinese army. You know, yeah, just sending in the Strele against the musket. And waiting for the Cossacks to get in there. Yeah, and China just kind of stalling for time. Russia's
and
got to
he's
be
actually
careful.
going
on
for
shipments
standard
coming out.
army.
And there are the 8 arquebusiers along with the meteor hammers. Ooh, that's going to do a lot of damage to the Russian infantry.
Yeah, for sure. Meteor hammers, of course, are incredibly obnoxious because your musketeers don't automatically go in hand combat with them.
But the arquebusier is not doing a whole lot, and Russia's still looking pretty good here. He's got a lot of infantry left.
Yeah, for sure. And those are actually not all arquebusiers. That's just a standard army that came out of the banner.
Oh, so he didn't ship it.
War
Okay,
Academy.
so did he ship the meteor hammers then?
Yeah, he shipped meteor hammers and made a standard army, bannered army.
All right. Well, the pikemen are almost gone, and there's still a lot of Cossack here.
Yeah, these Cossacks are just so good with Boyars. Boyars is like 4 upgrade cards or something.
Yeah.
It's attack for Strelad, HP for Strelad, attack for Cossack, and HP for Cossack. All in one card. It's just so
Chrissy,
ridiculous.
Look how exposed these Chinese villagers are.
Oh, for sure. And he
I
still
mean, he's
has
got
3
the
water
village here,
buffaloes
but-
left, actually. Why did he not just eat his water buffaloes in transition?
Yeah, and as the Russian player, he's got to be wondering where the Chinese villagers are. There come more meteor hammers, but
Yeah, first scav. I don't understand why he went for standard army. Like, Chinese scav is just so good.
yep.
He just should have gone for the whatever the hell this is called, like Forgotten Army, I think.
Yep. And he's gonna lose a village here. Not a
13
huge
spells coming
loss,
out for
but
Russia.
I mean, I think. Yeah, I don't think China has an answer for this.
There's the 4 iron flails, but there's still a reasonable amount of musketeers left, so
Yeah.
Russia should be fine
And even,
here.
yeah, and another blockhouse coming up in the middle for Anonymous, so it looks like he's really going to start pushing in here. So Anonymous, a pretty good push and a pretty good fight. For the Chinese player, I just think it was a matter of some units being out of position.
Yeah, he also shouldn't have fought in H2 as much as he did. Like, if he just went straight to Fortress, he would have had a lot more
Yeah.
resources.
I don't necessarily agree with Russia just kind of moving around here. He's not really doing a whole lot. He's kind of just taking a lot of TC damage.
Yeah,
But
but he's
he is
also
keeping the
preventing
China player
armies
pendant.
and shipments from coming out. Well, I guess shipments he's not, because they're most likely as a village in a safe position, and yeah, there is. So shipments he's not denying. But he's preventing any army from popping out of this War Academy.
Yeah, and he's not allowing the Chinese player to make one big army. He's just taking them out in little stacks. And here come out more iron flails, which might be a little more effective now. It's mostly Strele composing that army.
Yeah, for sure.
And just only more Strele on the way. He needs to get some more Cossacks in here. Here come 3 Cossacks, but I mean,
China's
look
just
how
really struggling actually getting out armies, though.
look how spread out all of these villagers are. You have Russia's villagers way out here, China's villagers way out here.
And he is pulling back this army, and like in time before the water buffaloes decay completely, because he was forced to delete
But-
them because the village went down. So
Yeah, but Russia is ahead by 14 villagers, and that's only going to get bigger with 3 villagers coming out versus the 1 from the town center of the Chinese player.
you probably are not going to recalculate it because the tower is giving quite a bit as well.
Right, right. How much does the tower account for?
Tower accounts for 5 according to the UI. Wait, no, 8.
8. Okay, so less of a gap, but it's still, you know, a
Oh,
9
Eco
villager
Theory coming
gap.
out for Russia though, and that's one of those shipments. Like, it doesn't feel very powerful, but at this point of the game, when you have 43 villagers, it's like reasonable. It's like 4.3 villagers pretty much.
Yep, yep. And
you know, it's
looks
decent.
like 10 arquebusiers coming out. So the Chinese player is starting to get more of an army, but he's just taken such a big hit that, and again, he has very little food.
Yeah, well,
Finally
he
getting
has more
these water
food than it
buffalo.
looks like because he's still eating from these water buffaloes. But yeah, once those run out, we will clearly see how much food he actually has access to.
Yeah, and the Russian player, once again, building up a pretty scary army. If you're Russia here, do you stay in Age 2 and keep fighting China, or do you just kind of sit on your economic advantage and you follow them up to the Fortress Age?
You don't follow it for sure. Like, you know he aged with a tower, so there's no crows coming out. Which basically means that China has no way of getting cannons for the rest of the game. So you are very safe in H2.
Ooh, nice job seeing this village. Gonna kill the villager. Yeah, and China's just looking for somewhere to expand, somewhere to get more resources, but
Russia does not have a lot of time here. They're like, sure, he has the economic advantage, but like China just gets units out of nowhere. And like I
Yeah.
said, the cav mass for China is actually getting very, very scary.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, he sent the 10 arquebusiers, I believe he sent the 4 iron flails.
Yeah,
Sent
he is
the
running
5
out of
meteor
shipments.
hammer. All he has are the 11 Qingdao swordsmen, and against that many Strelate, they're not going to prove that useful.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, the shipments isn't the only thing. Like, he is also just making H3 cav batches as China, which is just really difficult to deal with as Russia. You cannot
Very,
allow
very
their cav mass to get big. You need to constantly skirmish, non-stop, to whittle down that cav mass. Make sure it never becomes a mass.
Very true.
Although China is a bit out of position here. His arquebusiers are going to get
And
sandwiched
we got
here.
more Musks and more Cossacks coming in.
I feel like China pushed out a bit too early here.
Yeah. These so the iron flails are practically surrounded. They are doing a lot of damage to the Strelay, but at the same time, China's arquebusiers are getting damaged as well.
Yeah, and once these... Well, it's difficult to say. Like, Russian units are really weak, so...
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
really
I
know
think
who's
China
gonna...
got this, actually.
Yeah, I think he does.
This is so strange. Oh, and Team Cavalry Scouts just coming too late.
Oof. Yeah. That's... So, China winning that fight pretty definitively, but,
Like, this
I
doesn't
mean,
mean China
Russia...
won, though, because he's still, like, he's 20 villagers behind.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to say that Russia has 50 vills, and he still has complete control over the center.
Well, he just lost the control, but...
He lost control over this portion, but he still has, I mean, all of this area here.
Well,
that
he can't
has-
contest it, though. Like, if China just goes there, China gets that.
That's true. That's true. It would be a risky fight for China with all of the reinforcing blockhouses.
Yeah, intervention. Ooh, that's just...
Oh, yeah. More of these redcoats coming out, and at this point, I don't really know who can win this fight because China's army is becoming very scary, but at the same time, Russia just has such an economic advantage.
Yeah, the thing is, though, China is just notorious for getting units without having an eco, so... he is starving out of shipments, though.
Yeah, and this blockhouse is going to be pushed here, and Russia really can't defend it.
No, for sure not. This
there is-
double
there
blockhouse
is-
is going to be a bit more difficult for China to push down, though.
There is so much siege potential in this army right now with the redcoats.
Yeah, for sure. And the map is actually running somewhat low on resources.
Yeah,
Well, resources that they can gather without having to fight for them, I mean.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, and the mass that Russia has right now with this double blockhouse just it is not that impressive. I mean, the Russian musketeers up against the arquebusier and the redcoats are just going to get demolished.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he does have the best Cossacks he can possibly have here in H2.
That's very true.
Well, that's not entirely true, actually. I do believe he has advanced arsenal in his deck, so he could become slightly better, but that's just not feasible.
Another big Cossack pop. Oh, his arquebusiers are a little out of position here.
Yeah, and the Cossacks are going to connect with them.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a lot of unnecessary damage.
And the Musketeers are in a good position to kind of take off the anti-cav and, like, you know, quote, deal with the cav, unquote.
Yeah, I mean, the initial clash was good, but now that China has stabilized,
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
very China favored.
This China cav is just so good.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's not a lot the Russian
Yeah, and
can do.
Anonymous resigns.
And Russia resents. A very impressive comeback by China. I thought that early pressure had him, but pretty impressive to get that win.
Yeah, he shouldn't have allowed that big mass of cav. Like, he needs to constantly skirmish the moment China gets to H3. Just whittle down the army. He sends a shipment, go in, kill it. He sends a shipment, go in, kill it.
Yep. So it looks like we are going to have a third game. Interesting. So it looks like Anonymous is in the blue, SD is in the yellow, playing as Russia, and Anonymous is playing as Ottoman on Arkansas. I wonder why SD switched from France to Russia.
Yeah, this feels like a really good map for France. Like, I'm sure Russia can do decent on this as well, but I don't know.
I mean, Ottoman is certainly going to do very good on this map with the TP line, but
For sure, yeah. We might even see, what's it called, like Silk Road or whatever.
yep. And going to go down, deciding not to go for the middle one, but going to his base.
I think he
usually
just wants to make sure he gets the pass. I mean, he's not gonna get this one, but he's guaranteeing the next pass. And if he goes for the middle one, I'm not sure if he would. He probably does, though, just because this thing moves really slow.
Yep. So the hunts look pretty even on both sides. Treasures look pretty good. Oh, interesting. It looks like Anonymous shot one of these black bears, and then he went to build the trading post, and now he's going to come back for it.
Oh, yeah, that's just very smart.
Yeah,
Let's see if there's any good wood treasures.
It's 80 food as well, which for Ottoman, that's really good, seeing as you don't need food to age up. I mean, you don't need food to make vills. I'm sorry.
So you age up quicker. You try to just shorten your message a bit too much.
Oh, man.
You don't need, and he wins the game!
Yeah, that would be interesting if you had a civ that didn't need food to age up. They just aged up.
Yeah, just like Ottoman gets villagers, you just get like an age up every 10 minutes or whatever.
Yep.
Well, 10 minutes would probably suck because then you'd be colonial at like 10 minutes, but like every like X amount of time you just get an age up. Like at 2 minutes you get colonial, at 3 minutes you get, well, 3 minutes will be overpowered. Let's see. Like, let's say 3 minutes you get colonial, and then like 8 or 9 minutes you get fortress, and then like 15 minutes you get industrial, and then at 30 minutes you get imperial or whatever.
I would like to see players' reactions if you hit colonial at 2 minutes and then fortress at 3. I think that'd be.
Yes, that would be kind of ridiculous, and then imperial at 5, you know.
Oh goodness, revolting would be the new best strategy.
Revolt at 4 minutes.
So it looks like the Ottoman player has certainly been winning the treasure game. The Russian scout is just kind of, okay, now he's moving.
Ottoman is already going to colonial. It is 2 minutes,
goodness.
17.
And Russia is at 450 food. Oh,
Russia
boy.
does have the advantage of being able to build the barracks while aging up.
Yeah, SD not very confident in his abilities right now to win this game. I wonder if Ottoman. It looks like Ottoman is going to go for this native scout.
That's a Cherokee rifleman, even not a scout.
Oh, not a Cherokee. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, it is a Cherokee rifleman.
Ooh, Russia picking up a very important 90 food treasure here, but a bit too late, sadly. He is going to be already aged up.
Yep, unfortunately.
Well, not aged up, but clicked up, rather, I guess, I suppose.
And that Cherokee rifleman is a very good treasure for the Ottoman player. You know, it's going to allow for a lot of harassment. And
yeah, he might be able to bully the blockhouse a bit with that.
Yep. Ottoman doesn't look like he's going to be going aggressive. I don't see. Well, here comes the forward villager. So maybe a barracks is coming down. Ooh, that's cheeky. Anonymous is coming in and stealing SD's coin
50
treasure.
coin even. That's like the best beaver you can have.
Oh, that is one big beaver. But the Cherokee rifleman coming in here, I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's going to try to poke in, get a villager, but I mean, by himself, he's not going to do all that much. Yeah, and the Ottoman at colonial age. And so SD, so where's the forward base? So he has an idea of what's coming, which is good. But
Like, he needs to just Minuteman this barracks. Just like, call his Minuteman, kill these villagers, prevent the forward base from going up, and maybe he has a chance.
Yep. I mean, with the barracks coming out, it's going to be interesting because, you know, versus Otto, I've always found that the 13 Strele card is actually one of the better cards to send because they usually Jan rush. Instead of sending the initial 5 Cossack.
Yeah, that might be correct, because there's just no way that Ottoman is not starting with musketeers.
Yep. And it looks like an artillery. So he's going to go Jan Abus, which is going to be actually a very good combination against the Russian player.
Oh, for sure. That just beats any H2 army pretty much.
Whoa, that is insane. Look how much HP this Cherokee Scout and this Explorer took off this blockhouse while it was being built. That's huge.
He is going to lose a Cherokee Rifleman here, though, I think.
Oh, I think it... Yep. But, I mean, that Rifleman definitely served its purpose.
Oh, for sure. That's like 900 damage on that blockhouse. He probably should repair this. He has the wood, too.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like... Okay. So it looks like Russia sent the 700 wood as well. So deciding... Oh, no, the 5 Cossacks coming out. What do I know?
I guess he's going to go for counter pressure instead of trying to defend. Or he's going to defend against musketeers with cavalry. That's also possible.
It's not going to be that effective, and he's taken a lot of damage on this blockhouse. But here come 10 Strele. So now it looks like the Ottoman player has to wait for the Abus guns to come out. 700 gold, it looks like, coming as the next shipment.
I mean, this is probably the best composition he can go for against Jan Abus, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. These Cossacks probably should be, or at least a couple of them should be raiding just to put some pressure on.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's just one Cossack that just like sneaks by and forces him to pay attention. Oh, he even had it in a mosque. I wonder if he's going to get any upgrades from the mosque.
He might. He might either get the... I don't think he needs to get the one that allows you to make more villagers yet, but he might get the one that allows you to make villagers faster. I don't know how much that costs.
Coin or wood?
I believe that one costs coin. But I'm not quite sure. I don't play Ottoman all that much.
I played them once, and that's because I was forced to. There was this charity stream at some point, and it was like, hey, at $1,000, I'll play anyone! And I got forced to play Ottoman.
So we got the 5 Abus plus 10 Jans against 5 Cossacks and what looks to be 23 Strelets. Yeah, definitely...
the Jan Abus wins this, I think. Well, that's a lot of Strelets, though.
Yeah, and against Jans, they're going to do a good job. And here come 10 more Strele. I don't think the Ottoman can take this fight just yet.
Wait, is that the shipment? No, that's just a regular batch. Where is the shipment? Yep. Was that already in the army then? Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah, and getting these Cossacks in on these Abus guns. Here come out more Abus
coming in though, and I think that's going to make Russia have to fall back here.
Yeah, deciding to stick it out, but I mean, the Ottoman player is next to a lot of reinforcements here, so he's got to be careful.
Oh, he wasn't focusing the Cossacks with his Janissaries, though.
Oh, boy. That's going to spell trouble.
Yeah, I think Russia did it. Ottoman just wasn't paying attention, and his Janissaries weren't handling the Cossacks, and he lost, like, 10 Abus or something. Ah, not 10, but...
Yeah, and it looks like...
Yeah, 5 of them.
Yeah, Russia definitely has the advantage at this point. Up 5 Vils. Has taken the middle.
7 Vils even. Again, recalculated. Distributive vision.
Oh my goodness. I never calculate the outliers. But yeah, I don't see what Ottoman does against this. I mean, he has 3 Abus left, and maybe if he popped out 5 more, he could...
Yeah, at the moment he can really efficiently kite the Russian army, actually. He has no way of catching these Abus.
Yep.
He's going to need to ship 4 Cossacks or get a stable up to be able to actually win the game.
And here come out the 5 Abus.
And there's the stable, so... Yeah, once these Cossacks come out...
Yeah. You know, if Anonymous can get out some more Jans, he might be able to hold it off, but...
That's going to be very difficult, though. He's gone through both his coin shipments.
Yep, that's true. And at the moment, he's got 7 Vils on coin and only 11 on food.
feel like he's going a bit too heavy on the Abyss guns at the moment.
Yeah, he really needs to get some Jans out and get a more even composition. The Russian player deciding to make musketeers, I don't really know why. It doesn't seem like they do well against Janissaries or Abyss guns, but...
I guess he's worried about a Hussar switch because he didn't see any army besides those 3 Abyss guns for a while.
That's true. But walking in here, let's see if the Abyss guns can kite a little bit. Oh, he's going to take a shot from these Strelay. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, you really want to be able to kite with the Abyss guns.
Abyss guns don't kite as well anymore in the patch, of course, because their rate of fire was reduced.
Yep. Did take out quite a few Strelay there, but, I mean, Strelay are dirt cheap, so it's not going to be a huge loss for the Russian player.
They cost 50 food and 10 wood. That's not cheap. That's incredibly expensive, actually.
You're right. They're important to the cause.
Yes.
Let's see. Oh, the Ottoman player being pretty aggressive, but he's got to watch out for these Cossacks. I mean, it is only 2, but...
It's actually quite funny if you compare the cost of an Abyss gun with this Strel. It's like, they cost the same amount of food, but it's like 100 coin versus 10 wood.
Oh, goodness. I wonder...
Yeah, and no text from the mosque, by the way. It's just for the experience.
I wonder how much better it would be if, for Russia, if Strelay cost coin. Because then all of their units would just cost coin. Oh. And it looks like Anonymous is shipping 5 Jans. I wonder if he's worried about this Russian army. He thinks that, oh, yep, here come the Cossacks. I don't know. I don't think Ottoman can hold this pressure. I mean, he's still got a lot of Abyss
really
guns, but
good, though.
That's true. He needs
And
to
they
focus
ignore
on
the range
Strelay,
resist
not
of the Cossacks, so... As they say, Abyss guns ignore range resist, right? I'm not talking out of my ass here.
No, I think they do.
Yeah, because they are like cannons.
Mm-hmm. And getting pushed all the way back into his base. The Cossacks trying to flank around, but he's doing a good job. Uh-oh. Abyss out of... Ugh. I really don't know. I mean, from the way it looks...
Yeah, it's so strange, like, the Russian mass is so huge, but then you look at these Strels and you're like, hey, these have 72 hit points and do 8 damage.
Yep. And he's got 3 Abyss in the back, but looks like they're going to be cleaned up by this Cossack. Losing a lot of Strelets, though.
Yeah, I do think he has it, though, just because of how good his economy is at the moment. And this is what Russia wants to be doing, like, trading armies.
Yep.
And I think he's even going to clean up... Oh, yeah, and Anonymous just deletes.
And there it is. So, SD coming back and taking the game. Very well done. Looks like that's the end of it. Yeah, and the Russian player took such an economical advantage at the end of that, but... Well, alright, it looks like that's the end of the series.
Ah, he was intending to get Stagecoach, but he lost his Explorer at the blockhouse.
Oh, shoot. That's gotta be... Oh, that's gotta be tough.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Chrissy, I think that does it for us today. Unless you have something else you want to say.
No, no, I don't. Except that I'm tired.
I am as well. But hey, it was really fun casting with you.
Yes, so it was. Yes. It was really fun casting with me. I mean you.
All right, well that's gonna do it for us.
Yeah, this has been AoE3 Casts. I've been Chrisie101, joined by my good friend
Dror.
And we hope to see you next time. After we look at the post-game very quickly. Yes, some graphs. Very nice. If you want to look at these yourself, you can pause. But yeah, not
All
surprising.
right.
Just resources. Ottoman falls off. Nothing special. And then yeah, his army dies and he resigns. Sick
That's the
analysis
name of
by
the game.
yours, Chrissy.
All right, we'll see you guys around.
Yes. Goodbye. Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon, wherever you are.